whenever a club is in desperate need of a win, there's always one side that's willing to give them the medicine they need.
Dr. Spurs, calling Dr. Spurs, can I have a win now?
There is the full-time whistle. Loud booms ring out here at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. It is a damaging London derby defeat for the under-fire Thomas Frank.
Will we ever stop being Spursy?
I'm done. Thomas Frank, I want to back a manager, but he is not the guy. He's not the guy. He's not good enough. He's out of his depth.
Even recent weeks, I've seen players coming off the bench and he's talking to the players and they're not looking at him. And I found it really disrespectful from the players.
Losing to a team that's a London rival at home, who are, literally third and bottom in the league.
Thomas Frank is far too cautious with this squad. He's very conservative the way he sets it up.
There's a lot of things and changes going in the right direction. We're in transitional season. We're the super tanker. We're turning around.
It's too big for him. The players don't believe him, and it's desperation measures every time.
I'm bloody upset at the moment. I'll tell you what, bring back Ange.
Dr. Spurs, calling Dr. Spurs.
Another home defeat for Spurs, 2 wins in front of their home fans all season. Being reported the club has discussed Thomas Frank's future. CT says, morning gents, I don't get not playing for the manager. Aren't the players supposed to earn their wages and play for the club, irrelevant
Correct.
of who's in charge? And another one here, Jeff and Ali says Jim and Ali. Never mind. Thomas Frank alienated himself when he used an Arsenal mug. It's like calling your wife someone else's name. He was put in that situation, I mean, it does, in fairness, beg the question, Coisty, what would happen if you called Wee Viv somebody else?
I can guarantee you, I wouldn't be on a job tomorrow morning.
You'd be on that flight to Barbados, wouldn't you, On your own, of course.
Aye, solo. Yeah. Seat for one.
Me too, mate.
Oh, dear.
Look, let's get more on the misery at Spurs, if you like, with someone who's been in the dugout, not just for Spurs, but, of course, for West Ham as well. It's a very good morning to Harry Redknapp. Morning, Harry.
Harry, good morning.
Yeah, Barry, good morning.
Hey, Harry, just before we talk Spurs, let's talk a positive. Well done to West Ham. I thought Nuno got things spot on. Somerville was exceptional. Do you see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel?
Yeah, well, they're in a situation there, Jeff. I only see one other team that they could drag into it, and that's Notts Forest. I think everybody else is sort of almost too far gone now, so... And Sean had a great result the weekend with a point against Arsenal, so it's going to be tough for West Ham for sure. But, yeah, a little bit of light. And Callum Wilson scoring, I mean, God, they talk about him going. I mean, he's a leading goal scorer. He hasn't played that many games, but when he plays, he scores. I think they need to hang on to him, So that would be, I certainly wouldn't be looking to release him at the moment. I'd look to keep him certainly to the end of the season. But, yeah, big result for... I mean, it was really a real loser. Was it banging trouble, weren't they? And it ended up being Tottenham.
It's funny that, Harry, you mentioned that Forest being the only team, because Jeff and I were speaking last week, I think I mentioned that was one of West Ham's biggest problems. I was looking above them, and I thought all the teams were capable of picking up points. And I watched Forest on Saturday against the Arsenal, and I thought they did all right, Harry.
Yeah, did very well. And after that, the teams that we expected at the start of the year, the Leeds, we all talk about Leeds, Sunderland, Brentford, they're gone. They've all been playing fantastic. Leeds are on a great roll. Sunderland have been amazing. Brentford, what a season they're having. So I don't really see anybody else, like you say, that can get sucked back into it now.
Yeah. What about Spurs, Harry? I mean, you know the club. Have their fans always been so hard to please?
I didn't have a problem there, Jeff, to be fair. They were very, very, we had good times and they were great, great atmosphere there. So I don't know, it just seems, you look at the managers they've had since in the last 10 years.
Since you, really, Harry, since you.
Well, Poch did great, Poch did great there. And then after that, we've had Conte, we've had Mourinho, we've had top managers that have come in, they come and go. Obviously, the biggest problem is the recruitment's been poor. They're not good enough. It can't keep being the manager. It's everybody who comes in can't get a tune out of them, really. Last year, 17th, OK, they won a cup, but they finished 17th in the league. and they're not doing any too much better this year. But the recruitment needs to be. They need to bring in better players, and that seems to be the problem. We can't keep being the manager. It's one after the other that keeps coming and going.
I think you're right, Harry. I'm looking at it, and the squad. I mean, the squad should be doing better. I'm not going to say any doubt about that, Harry. But I don't see that squad competing for top four, to be brutally honest with you. No. So what they're going to have to do to attract the better players, because I mentioned earlier on the show, whether it's Semenyo or Isak, I think they're obviously looking at the Manchester Cities, they're looking at Liverpool's, they're looking at teams that are going to have opportunity of winning, whether it's the Champions League or the title. What does Spurs going to have to do to attract top players?
Well, obviously, first and foremost, you've got to pay them, Ali, haven't they?
Yeah.
You know what it's like in this game. Agents have players, they want top dollar. If you're not going to meet them sort of wages, you're not going to get the top players. But they keep bringing in, it doesn't mean you have to keep bringing in average players. Last year, the boy Gray came in. I thought he was their best player last year, over the year. He's in, he's played a couple of games recently, but couldn't get a kick most of the season again. Play him. You know what you're going to get from him. He gives everything. I don't know. They brought forwards in. I watched them at Bournemouth the other week. I didn't even know they were. I'm looking at a pro. Who is this guy? Who is this? Average forwards they've got. Solanke's coming back, which will be a plus, But after that, you're struggling. It's no, they've not bought well, which is a big problem.
Should Thomas Frank be given more time, Harry?
Yeah, they can't. You can't keep sacking them, Jeff. Where do you go? Somebody else comes in, and who is there? Where do you find somebody at this time? You go and jump into another situation where somebody comes in. Listen, Ange did great at Celtic, comes in struggling. Now Thomas Frank comes in, does great at Brentford, struggling. As I say, on the back of all the other top managers they've had in recent years, all came in and struggled. So, I think they've got to look at who they buy and how they buy them and who picks them and make sure they're more, they're very selective in who they bring into the club. They need to bring in better players, not necessarily loads of them. When you make a signing, make sure as best you can it's going to be somebody that's going to have an effect on the team. Apart from the two centre-halves, right back does okay. Jed Spence done well. Two centre-halves have probably been their best players, even though Romero's always is a time bomb, but he is a good player. Van der Ven's been excellent. After that, you're struggling a bit,
Charlie, Harry, I was going to say to you importantly, how's your Cheltenham build-up coming along, mate?
Yeah, we're coming good. Jukebox Man's... He's in, Ben said he's great. We're not going to run again before Cheltenham, Ali. We've made a couple of racecourse gallops probably. I'm there Saturdays, trials day Saturday, and I've got a nice horse called Taurus Bay runs. He's had 2 runs. He's unbeaten. He's won both times. He goes there Saturday, hopefully with a live chance. So I'm looking forward. I'll be there Saturday. Really looking forward to my day at Cheltenham, Ali. It's my favourite day.
Brilliant, isn't it, mate? Fantastic.
I love it.
Brilliant.
I'm like a little kid girl. I'm excited. I can't wait. I should be up bright and early on that road to Cheltenham Saturday morning.
Fantastic. Well, you have a great time, Harry.
Good on you,
we'll
mate.
speak to you before
Good
the
luck,
festival
lads.
as well, I'm sure. So,
All the best,
cheers,
mate.
Harry.
Boys.